think we're good. All right, we're good. We're back on YouTube. I don't know what happened. It was a weird glitch. Anyway, we just beat Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight Silksong, that is. And we're going to play some PoE2 here for almost a couple hours. And then I got a Final Fantasy VII video I want to check out, react to, and talk about. And since we just beat Silksong, let's listen to the OST. Well, let's listen to some music. The last horror game I attempted to play was Alien versus Predator for Atari Jaguar. Oh man, that was so long ago. There was this one part where you walk into a room. Mind you, there was no music playing. It's silent. And then something whispers over here. I prompt turn the game off and never picked on a horror game. That's funny. Oh. Waiting for this to load in. Come on, load. Is the music too loud, by the way, guys? Or no? It's funny, I'll watch horror movies and shows and even watch streamers play horror games all day, but I can't bring myself to play a horror game. And that's okay, man. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You play what you like, you know, and watch what you want. Late at night, chatting with no one in Discord, the lights were off, and I was playing Far Cry 6. I decided I wanted to go do the Stranger Things DLC. Wait, there's a Stranger Things DLC? Okay. And a couple starties where I jumped slightly at noises, but nothing major until the end of that mission. I want to run for my life and get to an airlock. In video games, this is a load screen and no enemy should be able to mess with you. Like he decided to glitch then, I turned around to make sure the door closed. Uh-oh. Understand just a bit. All of a sudden, the Demogorgon is there, screams my face, and knocks me down. During this, I actually yelped loud enough to wake her from upstairs. It has not happened in any other runs of that mission. All I'm remembering is the alien isolation scene, and that will go down in history as like one of, if not the best clip I'm gonna get on PC, dudes. I want to play the PC version before part 2 comes out. So we'll go to that Alien Isolation again. Because part 2 is in the works. I think I would die if I played Isolation. Nah. It's not that bad. But then again, that's me. That's me. Alright, what map do I want to do?
True Religion has got the goodies this year.
Hold
Just like global R&B singer Sierra. She's
Oh, this is a good one. Surprised I don't play horror games, and that's fair. There are 2 clips I always remember from Alien Isolation. True. I guess we'll do this one. So for those that don't know, I've gone with the Shaman Ascendancy class, right? But I didn't know that the Oracle is a better Ascendancy to go for if you're doing Wolf Minion build, but I'm still making this work as best I can, where minions I'm trying to have the minions do more damage than myself, basically. That's the goal anyway. I still have a lot of levels to go because I'm like about to be level 72 and get to 100. So I think around level 96 is where this build will be finally done. And I'll be in that sweet spot like where it's like I'm happy with it. So anyway. I love horror games though. Ever since I was a kid. I gotta thank my oldest brother for like getting me into watching horror movies with him, because we would watch, and I've probably told this many times before, what is going on with my character? The game is lagging really bad. Oh my goodness. What the? That is really strange. The disconnect clip in the It Would Be a Shame if Alien appeared. Yeah. Dude, I don't know what's going on with this. Go back. It's fine here for the most part. Still some lag. Hold on. Let me see. Trying to close out some stuff that should not be up, and then let me close this out. Okay. All right. Let's see if it runs better. There we go. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, so yeah, as a kid, like, my brother made me watch, and it's still lagging. Nightmare on Elm Streets, Friday the 13th, you know, Critters, bunch of horror. Now, don't get me wrong, I used to have nightmares about something, like, I can't tell you how many nightmares I had as a kid when it came like Chucky coming after me in my dreams, or nightmare, Freddy Krueger trying to get me. the gremlins. Heck, even Alien, you know, the xenomorph. But as I got older, I just, I don't know. Kept on watching more horror movies I really enjoyed. Freaking ads.
Everything on track. That's how work gets handled. Visit us at asana.com.
I'm about to see much YouTube, whatever it's called. Basically, it's Twitch Turbos, or YouTube's version of Twitch Turbo. I might get that this upcoming paycheck.
Them up.
Ideally, guys, we're trying to go for is like my minions already. They do more damage than I do. They're supposed to. Plus, includes a blessing that does great AoE. I gotta work on getting movement speed though. I gotta get boots with movement speed on them, like 25% or something. Not been able to do that. At least not yet. Nice, I leveled up. Okay, let's head back real quick. So I've got an idea what we'll do with respecing here a bit. Also, this off. Because part of the fun is, you know, testing your build out, like trying different stuff with it, see what works.
What is it? Old roots find new soil.
And since I'm focused on my wolf minions and companions, let's go ahead and refund that. Because I want to complete this. Alright. And then I'll go. So for now I'm done with minions, boosting them, even though I still gotta go into like some crit over here potentially. But I need to get myself boosted up, so I need to get into blood. I need to get blood of the wolf. And potentially cold coat. And then get some defenses here. But let's test this out and see.
family does whatever it takes to stay. At Ronald McDonald House, we give them a community of support, warm meals, and a place to rest. Because when a child is in the
These
fate of
songs are
their
really
lives,
short, too.
family stays, and Ronald McDonald House stays with
yeah.
them.
Ooh, nice. Missed some enemies. I like how things connect with these maps too. Oh. Running controls me. We'll check back here. Probably some enemies. Maybe not. Yeah. Let me go back real quick. I also need to get magnified area 2 for Arctic Hell. Not sure if I haven't put it on there yet. But I'm going to put it on there now. So, let's do that. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. And Silk Song's a great game. It just didn't. I'm just not super obsessed with it or like love it like other people do, but it's a good game. Now Elden Ring, I've 100%ed it. Elden Ring, I need to go back to Bloodborne and try to 100% that. I only got like 1 or 2 trophies left on PlayStation. Dark Souls 3, I might try to 100% that one day. I don't know for sure. Lies Piece of No One I might try to 100% someday. I'm just more of like a traditional Souls games guy versus like a Metroidvania Souls game, I guess, or Souls like. I don't think it's that either. That didn't put more time into the first Hollow Knight. I'm not super into Metroidvanias, believe it or not. I like them, but I'm not super like into it. So I think this generally just been that way. I'm more into like the third person RPG style, you know. Sometimes the first person RPG style too, but yeah. But then again, I didn't used to be into Souls games or Souls likes either, until I just kept giving them a try or whatever. Why not have magnified area 2? Magnified is
With YouTube
effective.
Premium, enjoy ad-free videos.
YouTube Premium, that's
the
what it
YouTube
is.
Music app. One subscription.
Yeah, YouTube Premium. I need to get that. I'm tired of these ads. Okay, I gotta make it. That's fine. That's totally fine. Yeah. For me, it was. Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne or something like that. One of them was my first one I truly went through and beat. I think it was Dark Souls 3 though I beat first. Alright, magnified area 2. I want to see something. Interesting. Need to see if it has an extra ice bite. Raging Cry. Let's see. Nice by 1. Raging Cry. It's probably in here. Interesting. This is exposing pride. Nope, here it is. Supported skills grant 4 rage per power of counted enemies in range. Interesting. Why not? We'll try it. And then second win, I should have second win too. We'll try that. Ice Bite. I'll add Deep Freeze back on there as soon as I get a 4-slot. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's head back around here. We gotta explode some stuff over here. Make sure I get rid of any enemies nearby. That's right, this I think might be the last one to open up the temple again. Yep. Yeah, let's go ahead and clear the rest of this map before we do anything else.
Try it free.
Alright, what I'm doing here with the items, I'm still trying to collect enough items to sell because I'm trying to get to 1,000,000 gold or so. Because of having to buy better equipment and things like that. Man, they really need to do another major patch or something to optimize this game, but it's just lagging like crazy. Stuttering. It wasn't doing this like this bad before. Let me leave and come back and see real quick. Jeez, come on, man. I wonder if it's because like a lot of people are on. I don't know. And the servers are acting up. Because I don't have a lot of things pulled up right now. Jeez, dude, this is really bad.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Alright, we'll see how it goes. I love how it just has my character just going nonsensical around the screen. I'd like to collect the stuff. Let me leave again and see if that helps. Probably not. For some reason it's fine here. I don't understand why. It could be the server region where I'm on. I might switch.
Did what must be done.
What song was that from the OST? Incisive Battle is what it's called. Yeah, I got the playlist going on YouTube right now. Love video game music. So good. And most of the time, don't have to worry about copyright. Really? Yeah, it does. You are not wrong about that. Both times, yeah. Interesting.
With YouTube Premium, enjoy ad-free videos, plus the YouTube Music app. One subscription, 2 apps. Try 1 month free.
Alchemy Lab, do I need to? I think we're good. Alright, let's run it. We're gonna get some extra XP run this as well too, and hopefully I get 2 Greater Jeweler Orbs. I need 2 more. That's it. So that way I can expand my last 2 skills up to 4 gem slots. Which is Lunar Blessing and Arctic Howl. There.
Oh, forks again. What my fiends?
Exile Orb. I need the better version of that though. For the stream purposes, I'm just going to grab yellow items. And when it comes to this, because this takes so long to do anyway. Yellow items, and then of course any materials I need. And exiled orbs, etc. Yes. I'm not getting hits by so much fun.
shudder to think what horrors unfolded here.
Definitely noticing a damage dip though on my performance versus the minions, but it's not too drastic. I'm still able to clear mobs for the most part. It's just taking a bit longer. It's weird because it shouldn't take as long considering my minions and companions should be buffed. He's still alive too. How did that die again? I gotta get my defenses up majorly. Only got maybe like let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 7 nodes for defense. I need more. But at the same time, if I have more damage, it probably won't be as bad. So I don't know. I'm trying to go into here. Maybe picked up these 2 nodes as well. Why can't I move? That was super weird.
I'll hold this medallion for you.
Why did I pick up these? Weird. Yeah, sure.
They're gearing up for something in here. What mad fiends?
Nice, you usually don't get a chance shard. Guess I can't get in there. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, only yellows, only yellows. What the heck? Can't get in. Dude, what? This game is so buggy. I can't even get in the room.
I bloody rust bucket.
Then again, I didn't complete this review either, so maybe that's why. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I need to get my elemental resistance up too, and that's been difficult to do.
Paramount Plus is available on YouTube.
Right.
Enjoy all your favorites from the
I got
SpongeBob
negative
universe.
22 in cold, so now I got 75 in electricity, but everything else I need to get or get up. And then freaking add.
They're laughing next to us. No, yellow? How do you?
Get Paramount
Freaking-
Plus, HBO Max,
No,
Stars.
No. Don't need that. Anyway. Freaking time bubble thing. Incomplete, but nothing to use. Ooh. Here we go. Oh, what the? What hit? Strange. Gold. We got him. Exile over underneath. Nice. Oh, this is the Phantom boss fight music, I think. Very fun boss fight. Man, I'm still not doing enough damage for some reason. Unfortunately, I might have to go back to focusing on my character itself for now, in terms of like damage output. Yeah, I'm just not getting enough damage I need. This is unfortunate. Okay. Wait, what happened to my XP? Did I lose experience or something because of that? Or was it glitched? I had like 1 bar of experience built up and now it's gone. Dude, what the heck? think about the unfortunate respec, and if this isn't working, so thing is, if I lead though, I think I can complete the temple. Issue is this enemy keeps regenerating health for some reason. Normally this isn't a problem for me, and all of a sudden now it is. My minions and companions aren't doing enough damage. Finally, that took way too long ago.
Once again, Doriani.
I'll try to get out of that.
For the forge.
That's a one hit, only because my freaking fire resistance is so low. try to get out of it again, and it's need boots a better movement speed. Well, movement speed period. I only get one shot of it there. This makes sense.
Track stats while you watch
Weird.
live NFL games with YouTube TV and the NFL Sunday Ticket add-on. Terms and embargoes apply. Cancel anytime.
Alright, he's finally defeated. I got one of them at least. Only took forever and a day. Weapon armor. Oh. Here we go. Oh boy.
Sacrifice to the queen.
That's annoying. I think it was somewhere over here. I think what's annoying is like at least with this in particular. It's not just this, but it's also too. There's that glitch where minions will freaking be behind a door or something still, and it's like, why? Finally got him.
This medallion's rather beautiful.
Alright, let me go back real quick. Oh no, it's doing it again. That is so weird. This is a low level. All right. This game is being really buggy.
The road forks again.
Don't know how to get in there, and it's keeps doing this where it's being really buggy, and I can't maneuver like I need to. I'm gonna switch servers and see. This is not making any sense to me. Hopefully it doesn't crash. One other thing could be is the servers are overloaded with a lot of players and it's affecting it. Which, this game's a year old. And I don't know, it just boggles my mind they haven't figured out the server load yet. Like, to make them run smoother, basically. Still doing it. Alright, I'm gonna restart the game. I'm trying to have fun with this thing like that, but man, this game, this league keeps being buggy, if not more buggier in some ways, with lag and other stuff. And it's not just me. I've seen people with like better PCs than me streaming this game having issues sometimes. So. Come on, load in, load in. There we go now. Nope. Wait. I don't know, it's the game. I can't do nothing about it. Right. I'm only going for like another half an hour, so I'm gonna try at least complete this, and then I need to respect my character. This is annoying. Jeez, dude. Why is it taking so long? Wow. Was that a checkpoint here? Yeah, okay. Two more rooms and we're done. No greater jewel orb, unfortunately. Oh. That's crazy. I'm taking that much damage. I'm going forward. Dude, I need him out here. Yeah, can you go? Yeah, let's fight him. Couldn't even get in the room and I died right there. Wow. That's crazy. Definitely making some adjustments to this. I mean, part of testing, right? Definitely better jewelry and a better belt, though, and weapons. Gotta get in the room. Can't get in the room. It's stuck right here. That is so Jake. Don't need that. Let's see, what room am I missing? Let's see. Temple complete. As there are so many deaths. Oh my god, and it's doing this.
If you know TV, you have YouTube TV. Join.
You got XP, decent XP from it, but the game is being really, really buggy. Alright, let's end this map. We'll still got this boss fight or two. Actually, two, yeah. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Come on, come on. Yeah, the damage output is not great for minions and companions right now. Alright, map complete then. Okay, so I gotta rethink some stuff. Hold off on mini damage and get my damage back up. But probably going to Blood and Wolf and see how that goes with sustain. I need like 4 or 5 nodes for that, I think. I'm gonna need to add Savage Fury, but I'm debating it.
Yes.
Never too old to start afresh.
Alright, so 5% increase attack damage for each minion in your presence. Max 100%. I'm gonna come back to this. That's what, 4?
I have many services.
458. Level 11. Why do I keep getting this? It's low level unique. Super weird. It's a double, I think. Yeah. Literally a duplicate. But slightly different stats, I think. This one. Looks like it's from Monk, so I guess I'll put it. Oh no, no. Put it in here, I guess.
Get different channel lineups for every TV lover in your household in one place.
Let's see, best support gems for Savage Fury. Alright, that means this ain't helping. Fist of War. Martial tempo. No, let me see something. Alright, there we go. Wait a minute. Oh, I can't use that for Savage Fury? Oh, man. Huh. That's weird. Okay. I think I want to pull with it. Excuse me. Maybe efficiency. Because in that way you'll have 4% less cost. We'll try it. Alright, let me see if I can get a better weapon.
Hello.
Let me see. Almost forgot.
AMC Plus is available on YouTube.
Right,
Enjoy the
freaking
latest
ass.
releases.
Every kid would like to have.
Do I want to use the... I'm gonna gambling though. I think I'd rather save it, to be honest.
How can I help? I hope you're happy with it. That's quite pretty.
Cannot get a level 70 weapon.
Well, look at that.
Oh, wait. Level 72. But it's fire. I'm trying to go for cold.
Until next time. Hey. That is a tricky one to combo.
Hey, this will work for at least the scepter, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's quite pretty. That's rather shiny. Now, look at that.
Man, I keep getting...
Seems like a good deal.
This might have to do with the fire damage. Let's do fire damage with this though.
Well, look at that.
Okay, this has cold with it at least as well, so I guess I'll do what I'll just use this. So that's cold damage with it. I'll keep this though just in case.
That's quite pretty.
And then I don't know if I can get a better amulet at least.
Wow, that's rather shiny. That's quite pretty. Wow, that's rather shiny.
Okay, not bad. Both of these are not, compared to what I'm using now, like that's low 43. The life regen is better though on my current amulet. But this helps with armor energy shield for this one at least. And spirit. And core resistance. So that's awesome. These are both really good, to be honest. Let's see. That's right. That's right. I did put it with that. All right. Let's see if I can maybe make this better. Wait, hold on. Okay. Light radius. Why does it always do that? That's the wrong one. Nice. Mana regen. Okay. What else up?
Let's upgrade your TV experience with YouTube TV. You get
Sure,
over
why not?
100 live channels with no annual contracts and no hidden fees. And right now, YouTube TV is $10 off every month for your first 3 months. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms.
I don't care about YouTube TV. This might work. This might work, actually. Still need at least 3 greater jewel orbs, though. Mana is really good. Spirit is really good. I wonder. I potentially could have this as well. Let me see. That is not what I intended. Not tingle. Weird. Oh, it costs 140 spirit? Strange. So it's on, but I can't put any the portions with there's any more spirit. It looks like. Wait a minute, that's weird. Got distracted. Big roll and then got into rhythm in space. What the heck? Need 40 spirit. It happens. I'm gonna figure this out though off stream, guys. I'm gonna actually watch that video I was talking about earlier for Final Fantasy Remake. So, stop the music. So. All right. ST Forwick. Okay. About to check out another Final Fantasy 7 remake rebirth video theory type of video here from ST Forwick. And it's about Sephiroth in terms of what his true intentions, his true goal might be after checking out John Q Gamers video. This came across my feed and I was curious about it. So let's see.
Not yet. "7 seconds till the end.
We still don't know what that
Your
means.
friend died in your arms, and you didn't shed a tear. Why is that?"
He'd tell you that he only cares about the planet, that he'd do everything in his power to protect and preserve it, but this isn't the way it's supposed to be.
Right, right.
Good, Cloud. Very good. Hold on to that hatred.
True strength.
7 seconds I thought was maybe when Eric died, he only had 7 seconds to save her, maybe? Maybe it still pertains to that in some way? I don't know. We'll see though with this video.
I'm gonna be a soldier. The best of the best. Like Sephiroth.
Promise me one thing. If I'm ever trapped or in trouble, promise you'll come and save me. That's what heroes do. They save people. Please? Just once.
I'm no hero.
You stayed when I needed you most. If that's not a hero, then I don't know what is. You saved me before. Now it's my turn.
This is any spoilers stuff here. I'm surprised it haven't talked yet.
Cloud, now. She needs you. Go.
Time enough for you. Perhaps. But what will you do with it?
Aerith. Wake up.
Yeah, he can't accept her death here.
Let's see.
Allow me to take you on a journey through the crux of the Final Fantasy VII story, its most iconic villain, and what I predict is his endgame.
Okay.
For this, I need to refer to Sephiroth's story in the original game, which means I will be going into spoilers and events taking place after Rebirth in the OG timeline.
Right.
Advent Children, On the Way to a Smile, and Ever Crisis. If you are not familiar with these and are trying to keep yourself pure for part 3, this video might not be for you. Remember, you cannot unwatch this video. But damn, wasn't this intro intense? Keep it in mind, because we will circle back to it. First, let's grab a palate cleanser as I go through my impression of Remake's story as it unfolded. Throughout, I need you to know that I am 100% serious about the argument I'm about to make. So,
all right.
Buckle up and let's mosey.
Pussy on
Final Fantasy VII Remake. So before this guy started breathing air into Cloud's ear at this very strange area described by Toriyama as the very brink of the planet's culmination, where even time itself seems to stand still, Cloud and his friends reached the end of the Midgar Expressway, probably because Reeve's urban planning department ran out of money. I was looking for some sort of an exit or a ladder to leave Midgar because I had a booking at the Calm Inn that evening when this dude flew down from the sky saying the most cryptic nonsense you can think of.
Those who look with clouded eyes see nothing but shadows.
Cloud had to say something cool as well, so he said,
"The world won't end today, but you owe me a pizza."
Anyway,
you owe me a pizza.
Canyons finally kicked in, and he and the party followed Sephiroth into the Singularity to get rid of those pesky plot ghosts that kept ruining the game. Honestly, I don't know what I expected because things were getting really weird much earlier. See, Cloud was strolling through Midgar after a very successful reactor bombing. Thank you. Ladies, please, not all at once. Nailed it, thank you. Moving on. As he walked through Sector 8, suddenly this happened. What? What is going on? Is this the Nibelheim flashback? We're doing it now? Like right now? Guys, I'm only 2 hours into the game and still in Midgar. And last time things were a bit more calm outside. Is this game padded or accelerated? The answer may surprise you. Also, my controller seems broken because Cloud is moving really slowly. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Get in there.
Killed you with my own.
Oh, this is good stuff here.
It gets weirder though, because Sephiroth's like, "Hi Cloud, remember what your mom said before I killed her?
Run, Cloud. Run away."
I'm saying it to make you angry, but also to blow people's minds when they hear it 4 years later in Rebirth. Remember, I went to town on everyone with my Masamune. Speaking of towns, yours is looking extra crispy, Cloud.
You bastard!
So I'm like, what the hell, dude? Why do you even care about Cloud? If I recall correctly, on the Shinra cargo boat from Junon, which happens like way later in the game, Sephiroth was like, "I don't know this spiky-haired loser. Oops.
Yeah.
I think I dropped my mom's arm. Oops." And that's how we got episode 1 of How I Dropped Your Mother, Genova Birth. So why is Sephiroth so interested in Cloud all of a sudden? Alright, we all know by now that he is remaking this game.
Yep.
We've all watched Action Button. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's a verb. But this ain't my Sephiroth. My Sephiroth was ominous and mysterious. This dude sucks. Did you know that Sephiroth is actually the reason why I got into FF7? Well, that's a bit personal, but maybe this will sound familiar to you, because for me, it went something like this.
Oh, okay.
I went to my friend's house after school to play some Fallout. He turned on his PC, and on his desktop I saw this. So then I'm like, "Whoa, dude, who is that?" And he's like, "Dude, that's Sephiroth." And I'm like, "Who?" And he's like, "Dude, you don't know Final Fantasy VII? The best game ever made?" And I'm like, "What the hell is a Final Fantasy?" And he's like, "Dude, do you want to play Final Fantasy VII? The best game ever made?" And I'm like, "Dude, why are we still talking? Put it on."
A classic here. Okay, this is a good video already. Like the comedy. Yeah, the narration's really good.
Dude, this game is freaking cool. Look
Right?
at his badass sword and the animations, and whoa, this is so epic. And then the game's like, attack while its tail is up. So I'm like, okay.
Exactly. I mean,
Anyway, long story short, we did not play a lot of Fallout. He lent me his copy of FF7. I finished the game and I whooped Sephiroth's ass, and he's dead, so there's not much to talk about. My headcanon is that Cloud and Tifa had some cute spiky-haired kids. Red's also been busy. Oh damn, Red, you're no dog, you're a stud. What do we have here? 1, 2 cubs? I hope Cosmo Canyon daycare is not too expensive. Oh, the world is saved, and all thanks to our party getting rid of Sephiroth once and for all. I mean, he is dead.
No.
Right?
No.
Right?
No, he's not. This is freaking Advent Children, I believe. Yep. Geostigma. This would suck, dude. Like the whole story of that, like essentially you got this cancer-like disease.
At least the fights were really amazing. Like, crazy good. Look at everyone kicking ass. I have no idea what actually happened in this movie. Seems like Sephiroth also been busy, judging by these three weirdos, and Cloud seems to be really into My Chemical Romance. But that was pretty cool. I'm glad we got him this time. Good work, Cloud. We also got Crisis Core, Dirge, an anime that's not actually canon, and a mobile
Thank
game
goodness.
that's actually a collective hallucination because no one's ever actually played it. A couple years later, though, this happened.
For they are coming back.
And it's crazy. I initially didn't know who his voice was, and we played Rebirth, and it's the voice of the Gi.
Has been made.
And after a long, long wait, the time has finally come. We finally got the remake of the soundtrack with real orchestral arrangements of Nobuo
The soundtrack is good. I like how he did that, though.
Tifa's theme.
The soundtrack is really
Battles
good.
Begin, One Winged Angel.
Yes.
Oh, and it came alongside this PS4 game, Final Fantasy VII Midgar Special, or something like that. Alright, look, I have to come clean. I didn't care about remake. I wasn't one of the people who screamed
lost their
during the
mind,
E3
yeah.
announcement. I just didn't really get the point of remaking this game. Modern graphics, action gameplay, it looked neat. Cloud has a lot more polygons for sure, but
Yeah.
I was happy with the original FF7. I
And some people
love
are like
the
that.
art style, the battle system, the animations are really cool to this day. I
Right.
didn't really see how we could improve on that. The remake kind of looked a bit bland, to be honest, especially the first gameplay trailer. I did give remake a go eventually, and well, you know how that turned out. That silver-haired villain who I found so cool, who used to be so mysterious, couldn't you just keep him mysterious? Now he won't stop yapping cryptic stuff at everyone. What happened to you, Sephiroth? Relegated to selling noodles? Is the OG villain so desperate now, he's showing up at the beginning of remake to talk to this loser? In a video, Last Elixir Productions surfaced some evidence that Sephiroth almost appeared in the Midgar section in the OG.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
thanks to the folks who made the OG, they wisely decided not to reveal Sephiroth until much later. This move was inspired by the film Jaws. Well,
Nice. And just to kind of comment here, like he mentions about how why Sephiroth wasn't kept a mystery in the remake and Rebirth. Honestly, there'd be no point. I feel like, in my opinion, because he was already a mystery in the OG, and technically Remake and Rebirth is a sequel story to the original because of what's going on. The events are different. They are actually different, not entirely the same. So, and Sephiroth knows who Cloud is, Torment and whatnot, versus in the OG where he didn't know who the heck Cloud was. So,
well, that's interesting because it's almost as if Remake has made the exact same mistake that was avoided in 1997. But, of course, by 2020, there was one little issue with this whole mystery Sephiroth.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. Sephiroth may have been mysterious in 1997, but after 23 years, not so much.
No.
That's why we talk a lot about Jaws, but not really about Jaws 2 or 3. You cannot just reheat the same story and hope it will hit the same way. The developers had to recontextualize Sephiroth, a villain who now exists in the minds of so many, made its way right into the beginning of Remake to make a statement instead. Two
Right.
questions still come up. How did he come back, and why did he come back? Some people are still a bit confused how his first comeback in 1997 worked. It's important to understand how he reappeared during the events of OG to understand Advent Children and Remake. I sometimes hear that, oh, they couldn't fully explore all elements of Sephiroth's story in OG because of technological limitations. Well, let me present to you Sephiroth's full story using 1997's cutting-edge technology.
Okay. Let's see what he gets.
Squaresoft wasn't the only company making bold technological choices at the time. A little company called IBM released this bad boy. The ThinkPad 600 series was introduced
I forgot about
with a
this
200
thing.
MHz Pentium MMX CPU. That's right, Yuffie. 64 megabytes of upgradable RAM and a CD-ROM drive, which, thanks to the Ultra Slim Bay technology, was completely removable and could be swapped for a second battery. That's almost 2 hours of extra battery life to play the best game ever ported to the PC. Okay, are you ready for this? Let's mosey.
This is so goofy. But here we go.
Okay, so it's important to note that Sephiroth died during the Nibelheim incident. At the Mako reactor, Cloud threw him and Genova's head into the Mako. Injured Cloud was taken by Hojo and experimented on while Shinra rebuilt his village. We later find out that Sephiroth resisted dissolving into the lifestream, and his body ended up at the northern crater. And Sephiroth's will, or his spirit, shredded the lifestream like Tony Hawk on a half-pipe, picked up all the knowledge of the Cetra and beyond, and decided that he'll create the future. Sounds familiar?
God, he said that, yeah. He did say that, Yoji, yeah.
So, with all this knowledge, if anyone could find a way to come back from the dead, it would be him. Throughout the OG, he uses Jenova as a vessel to get his hands on a black materia, summon Meteor, and enact his endgame plan of absorbing all of the planet's energy. Fortunately, we stopped that, but in Advent Children, he basically tries a similar plan by creating Kadash, Loss, and Yazoo from fragments of his will in the livestream. Kadash eventually merges with Jenova, allowing Sephiroth to come back for a second time. We beat him up again, but there's a problem. We haven't fully erased him. Sephiroth's will is still out there. Each time he tried to come back, Cloud and his friends get rid of him. So, what do you do if you tried the same plan twice? You change your plan. What if you use the livestream to come back to a moment in time where Cloud isn't able to defeat you, and you remake the original events to your advantage? Well, I hope you've listened to the spoiler warning, because otherwise you have to tell your friends that you found out the plot of FF7 through Microsoft Paint. So, we finally get to remake, and Sephiroth is ready to come back for a third time. But wait, what's this? A network PC card? Uh-oh, Arif, you're getting some ideas, aren't you? See, Arif was worried about this whole situation, as described in On the Way to a Smile. While you might be blaming everything that went wrong with Remake and your life on this man, let me point some of the blame onto this man, Kazushige Nojima, who was the scenario writer for OG FF7, and also the scenario writer for this game, claimed by many to also be the best game ever. Alright. In Livestream Black, Nojima explains Sephiroth resisted dissolving in the livestream and attached himself to Cloud. In Livestream White, Arif got a hint of this plan. Fortunately, the white materia has a static IP address on the livestream internet, regardless of where in time it is.
Wow. Static IP address.
Arif let Remake Arif know what's up. Hi Arif, it's Future Arif.
What the?
So, Sephiroth is screwing with the past. Girl, next time you're having a huff on that sweet back alley Mako pipe, don't just stroll out on the street. You gotta look to the right, because he's after you, girl. And by you mean me? By me, I mean you, in the past, which is me. In the future, which is also you. That's confusing. It's not confusing, you're confusing.
Let's keep on trucking.
Also, Cloud's hot, but Don't let him fall in love with you. Don't ask. Now, this might seem like a joke, but the white materia is very important here. It's spraying unencrypted future memories at everyone. See, if you look at remake material Ultimania Plus, which talks about Cloud receiving a vision of the future, Toriyama confirms that the white materia is the conduit for those memories. He also confirms that the white materia has a static IP address on the livestream internet.
Interesting.
Flower Girl, that's not all. Those darn Whispers loved Advent Children so much, they're like, come on girl, get in there. We need Stabby to do his thing so we can ensure a determinable future for the planet. Humanity, well, who cares about those guys? Am I right? So, if you get a chance to get rid of them at some point, I'd say don't hesitate.
Maybe that's why I hesitated.
Well, don't. What's the worst that could happen?
Oof.
There's still a question of why. What's Sephiroth really up to, and why does he care so much about Cloud this time? Uh-oh, I can hear you typing already. You idiot. It wasn't Sephiroth, it was actually Jenova all along, using Sephiroth's image. Well, first of all,
Be nice.
I do enjoy reading all of your counterpoints. You might be onto something.
Yeah, who was really control here? Is it Jenova or Sephiroth?
Even looking back at OG, there are some convincing arguments that, besides the fact that Cloud's party for the majority of the game interacts with Sephiroth through Jenova, simply taking his shape, it's not easy to determine whether it's Sephiroth controlling Jenova or Jenova using Sephiroth.
Right.
If you recall episode 2 of How I Dropped Your Mother, Jenova Live, the dialogue box calling Cloud a puppet after Aerith's death is even labeled Jenova.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, that is how Sephiroth appears throughout the majority of the game. But who is really at the steering wheel? For Remake, the devs clarified some of this in the Ultimania, giving us a handy breakdown of Sephiroth's appearances.
We got Illusion, Black Cloak, man, Sephiroth.
This still, in my view, doesn't definitively answer who is in charge. However, the final form of Sephiroth is described as a being who isn't a black-cloaked man and is recognized as Sephiroth by people other than Cloud. It's also stated that Sephiroth refers to himself in this scene using the Japanese first-person pronoun ore, just like he did prior to meeting Jenova 5 years ago. Ordinarily, he uses watashi. To further the mystery, Ultimania states that this final form of Sephiroth cannot be guessed, even by those with the knowledge of OG. It feels like the developers are trying to draw a clear line this time, which would make sense if you're trying to redefine this villain. Looking at the events before the Nibelheim incident, it seems clear that we're interacting with a Sephiroth who is authentically human.
This landscape.
Huh?
I could swear
Authentically human, but yet we still know who's fully in control, if it's Jenova or him. Or Jenova impersonating him.
Was he himself, though? There's an interesting thing that we've seen in Ever Crisis, a mobile game which features a story called First Soldier, which gave us young Sephiroth, the most human version of Sephiroth we've seen thus far. This story is important because Nojima himself was the scenario supervisor, making sure that it fits into the canon of the Remake trilogy. It's directly tied to Remake in-game.
Of course, if you play Ever Crisis, there are tidbits of lore that's going to pay off in Part 3 of the Remake trilogy, and it's already paid off in some ways in Remake and Rebirth. To give us like more of a backstory with Sephiroth.
Was that a Jenova headache, like the one Cloud gets when he's about to do something dumb? Suddenly, this scene from Rebirth becomes a lot more tricky.
This landscape.
Huh?
I could swear I've seen it before.
Even if Sephiroth here is mostly authentic, Jenova's involvement is a constant issue when judging who is responsible for the events that occur. That in itself is quite interesting. One of the genius aspects of Jenova is introducing this ambiguity. Even the Cetra are uncertain about the scope of its effects.
Perhaps their enmity was seeded by our celestial adversary. None can say.
With a manipulative, shape-shifting alien, you never really know which parts are real and which parts are manipulations.
Yeah.
For a story, this can also be a problem, because while it may work on its own for a sci-fi thriller, FF7's story is more about its characters and ideas. When dealing with an almost mechanical virus, you can't really feel emotionally connected to it or ask moral questions about its actions because it lacks any human-like capacity to differentiate right from wrong. But Genova is also something that connects Sephiroth to Cloud, who as players want to believe is in most part human. Physically, Cloud is the most biologically equivalent person to a pre-Nibelheim Sephiroth, thanks to Hojo's work to replicate Sephiroth's abilities. This allows us to compare the two characters. During Rebirth, we see Cloud struggling to retain control over his actions and experience very destructive episodes of senseless violence. Sounds familiar? Cloud tends to regain control in certain moments, realizes his actions, and reclaims his agency. He falls under the control of Sephiroth during moments of weakness, which suggests to me that Genova needs a way in to take control like this.
Interesting.
For Sephiroth, this could have been the moment where he learned about his origin, leading to anger and ending in an episode of violence.
So if this is true, like this theory, right, then Genoa's really in control, but the way she controls people or truly controls them, manipulates them is in their moment of weakness, or they're like broken down, they're very weakened state, and then she can fully get in. So that's interesting.
Without Sephiroth reconnecting with his humanity, his madness continues uninterrupted. And this creates an issue from a story perspective. Sephiroth calling Cloud a puppet would be the most ironic statement in video game history.
Yep, because he's a puppet then through Genova.
He himself was under Genova's control. If Sephiroth wasn't in control of his actions, can we just let him off the hook? Maybe there's even a path to redemption. The key to that question may be hiding in other changes made in the remake trilogy. 2024
everything changes,
quickly, and along came Rebirth. This time, I felt more compelled to play the game. I wanted to see the open world and see what changing fate could really mean. To my surprise, I felt more engaged too. Rebirth presented me with many memorable moments and locations from the OG, but at almost every turn, something was changed. Some moments were pretty exact reenactments, but many were almost completely changed. One of the more controversial changes was around Dyne. Barrett's backstory seemed completely flipped on its head.
That was
Dyne
definitely
seemed
really
to
different
die
from the OG.
protecting Barrett instead of just taking his own life. Cloud is a lot more engaged in supporting Barrett, and the theme of Barrett's anger towards Shinra felt much less prominent, and the game kept doing this over and over again. To a point, as I reflected on it later, it felt like the developers were not asking themselves, should we change it? They were asking, why not change it? Each element of the game felt completely reframed. This was reaffirmed to me later by an interview which circulated online that the developers even considered a drastically different reactor design.
Ooh, interesting.
I honestly wasn't sure what to think about it. Is this whole series a joke? But I kept thinking about the game. I replayed Remake to refresh my memory and started considering how small changes in Remake Part 1 affected how we see the story and its characters. One example that really bothered me initially in Remake was how the Water Tower Promise scene was reshuffled. But thinking about this change with a more open mind, I started to notice things. If Cloud remembered the promise on his own, this reaffirms that he is still quite engaged with his past memories. In the original, Tifa brings it up first, which could be interpreted as her testing Cloud, which is a cool thing to consider too, if she had doubts about his identity. But in Remake, she approaches it differently. The promise later resurfaces in a conversation Cloud has with Tifa, which seems pretty benign at first, but actually illustrates a lot about the character of Cloud and Tifa in Remake. She instinctively identifies this promise as something a bit naive and childish in hindsight.
Can't say this is quite what I had in mind when I put that on you way back when.
While Cloud could have brought it up as a little sentimental tidbit, I think he seems to take it a lot more seriously than she does. While it doesn't seem like a lot of new information that OG players would learn about Cloud here, I've continually started to find myself rethinking the story and its characters. Later, when I revisited the Dyne segment, same thing occurred. Cloud and Baird's dynamic seems to be completely different. That led me back to thinking about Sephiroth and changes made to his character. A lot of Sephiroth's behavior really didn't click for me. Of course, if this story is really about him remaking the world, it would make sense to show him earlier in the game, to let him make a statement. Since he seems to want something from Cloud, it also makes sense that he's a lot more direct with him. But many of his actions just didn't really add up. If he knows how this story has ended before, he should know that Cloud won't fall for it that easily. Him taunting Cloud for being a puppet just fell a bit flat for me, almost out of place, as if he's trying to throw as many insults at him as possible. Is the new Sephiroth also a moron?
Basically makes me Cloud and Sephiroth for idiots, but
Yet
no.
Again, a potential hint to understanding what Sephiroth is actually up to comes from Ever Crisis. The cutscene showing Rosen being killed by Sephiroth,
I remember this,
is
yeah.
a recollection of that moment, later transitions into a scene of Sephiroth deep in thought at the edge of creation. This can be read as a direct link between Sephiroth's human experience before Nibelheim and who he is at the edge of creation. Rosen is an interesting character because his people practically worship the cycle of life and the planet. If he wasn't stuck on that island, he'd probably be giving out planetology leaflets in the Midgar slums. It also puts his people in direct opposition to Shinra, who want to extract Mako in that area. When Sephiroth confronts him, Rosen gives him an ultimatum. He can either kill him or put his friends in danger. Sephiroth's plea for a third way to help Rosen is rejected. In this decision hides a philosophical ultimatum for Sephiroth, because he wants to save Rosen, but Sephiroth is loyal to Shinra. Rosen is loyal to his faith in the livestream. There's no way to satisfy all sides. This is one hell of an FF7 style trolley problem. This ultimatum is pivotal to Sephiroth's future because it exposes his desire to genuinely save people and to be a hero. But as he knows already, people's perceptions of him as a hero are actually false.
Yeah.
He cannot save anyone he wants because he's not truly free. As long as he's in the shackles of Shinra or of Hojo, Genova, and even of the livestream, which after his death tried to absorb him just as it did with Rosen. If this struggle has driven Sephiroth and his thirst for power, we might get a clue as to how that may relate to Cloud, and why Sephiroth might be executing a carefully crafted plan. As I've mentioned previously, Cloud is actually the closest equivalent to a pre-Nibelheim Sephiroth. Sephiroth knows this now. He also knows that Cloud defeated him in battle twice. What if this time, Sephiroth, instead of confronting Cloud in battle, wants to show Cloud what he himself has realized throughout his career as soldier?
Our beloved planet is dying.
Cloud, just like Sephiroth, is shackled to the rules of the livestream.
Yep.
You are too weak to save anyone. Not even yourself.
These words said by Sephiroth are not just to taunt Cloud. I think this is what Sephiroth believes about himself as a prisoner of the livestream.
Plus he's trying to get Cloud to be weak and attack Cloud mentally, psychologically, versus how he did the original time.
In the story is the control of Cloud by Sephiroth and the control by Genova, which in case of Sephiroth also applies to himself. He is also a puppet of Genova.
Your friend died in your arms.
Hey, what's up, Angel?
And you didn't shed a tear.
Slowly but surely, Sephiroth also picks away at the connections Cloud is building to his world and tries to expose that they both had to give up on their friends and are on the exact same boat. They both want to be heroes, but by their own definitions, they both have failed in this goal. So the whole purpose of Sephiroth
interestingly true,
Cloud throughout the story could be to put Cloud, on the same path as himself.
Oh, Cloud. I thought you might finally understand.
He is frustrated that Cloud is not there yet.
And this probably leans in more to what they're doing with Rebirth, or what they did in Rebirth, where Cloud is going essentially on this dark path, or dark cloud, or whatever the heck. Sort of in a different way than the OG, because he's in denial of Aerith's death. He's the only one that can see Aerith. No one else can. And he has the black materia holding it. Doesn't tell anybody. It's kind of like the Ring of Power from Lord of the Rings, essentially. And it's corrupting them, right? So this is a bit different in terms of how they're doing it, because the events are different and being remade in some aspects.
But he's not giving up, and his next act might be the one that connects their paths the closest.
Perhaps you need a little push.
His final act is to show Cloud that he is also a prisoner of death.
Yeah,
and the cycle of
yeah,
life
that
is
would,
an endless cycle of suffering.
Aerith, wake up.
Sephiroth's past could put a new layer of meaning behind the events at the altar. In OG, Aerith presented a threat to Sephiroth's plan.
Right.
But in Rebirth, her death also presents an opportunity to push Cloud towards this realization by recreating Sephiroth's own grievance. Another unjust death, just as
The heck was
Sephiroth
that?
has experienced in the past, and the thing that devastates Cloud in the future.
Through suffering, you will grow strong. Isn't that what you want?
This may be a key reason why Sephiroth wanted to kill Beagle Aerith in Rebirth, as opposed to his motivations in the OG. This time, it's personal, which is why it's key that only Cloud is allowed to enter. This is all about Cloud. This idea that with Sephiroth's help, the cycle of life is something that Cloud could undo is not new, as many fans of the game have figured out, and Subtext has beautifully presented in his video about Rebirth's ending, and also pointed out how the Gi perfectly illustrate the terrible trade-offs of such a deal. But to agree to such proposition, Cloud would need to come to the same conclusion as Sephiroth.
True.
And I have to admit, by looking at this trail set up by Sephiroth, it seems plausible to me that Cloud could agree to it. While I might be reaching here, I can't help to wonder as to why else would Nojima draw such a close connection between Rosen and the Edge of Creation, if not to highlight Sephiroth's authentic worldview.
So then
I've
there's going to be a
wondered
psychological
should
ultimatum
Sephiroth
given to
just
Cloud
go
too,
ahead
probably.
with this plan alone. I think the main reason for this might be that Sephiroth is dead. If we look at Livestream Black, his path to resurrection in Advent Children was dependent on Cloud, and there's a good chance that he exists in Remake using a similar approach. That's why it's not enough to just fool or force Cloud. I believe we also see evidence for this when you look at what Sephiroth doesn't do in the game. Rebirth has really doubled down on the idea of dreams, possibly leading to tangible worlds. Even NPCs talk about having vivid dreams of different possibilities, or talk about other planes of existence in the life.
True.
I think this might be one missing ingredient Sephiroth needs. Everyone is creating rainbows and memories except Sephiroth. Maybe he needs Cloud to dream that world himself. Sephiroth knows how these worlds work, so to convince Cloud that he's capable of this, it's possible that Sephiroth, with the knowledge of this mechanic, even orchestrated the event of Cloud defying fate in creating a dream world where Aerith lives.
Interesting.
This dream, following the nature of all other worlds creating in the game, is doomed to fade, unless Sephiroth gives Cloud a hand. His words, "Let us defy destiny together," suddenly take on an even more direct meaning, because we know that Sephiroth has been gathering the planet's power, and all he needs now is someone capable of executing the rest of his plan. Of course, Cloud's dream may not exactly be what Sephiroth has in mind for eternity, so
Right, because
let's
Sephiroth
consider
wants
Cloud for a
Aerith
second.
dead.
The vision of a hero that existed in Cloud's mind was manufactured by Shinra.
Okay.
That vision has crumbled down in the fires of Nibelheim, and throughout the events of Remake, you see Cloud come up with his own approximation of what a hero is. A cool, aloof mercenary, but that vision also crumbles at the Forgotten Capital. This is where the power to save people may be one of Sephiroth's key arguments, and it's something that connects the two the most. It's possible that Sephiroth could pitch a future where both he and Cloud are the kind of heroes that can save anyone they wish and strike down those they hate. If this is Cloud's biggest complex, it's the perfect one to exploit. Of course, it would be
that's a good
twisted and
idea.
tyrannical version of a hero, but that's just an idea of how this argument could play out. My point is that this dream needs to work for Sephiroth too. This is where one of the main changes to the original game becomes apparent. In OG, the cycle of life and its themes were very prominent, and the danger was its literal destruction by meteor. Sephiroth's goal seemed to be obtaining power through selfish greed, fueled by resentment with outcomes very closely aligned to that of Genova's will. The remakes reframe this into an actual question of whether there is an alternative to the cycle of life. If it's possible to subvert death, should it be done, and how would that work? As many of us suspect, our protagonist will get his own direct version of it at the age of creation. Cloud will get his own philosophical ultimatum, just as Sephiroth did all those years ago, to accept that some things are the way they are, or try another way. But alongside all this interference from Sephiroth, what makes Rebirth's journey so magical is what it presents in contrast to it. Showing Cloud getting an opportunity to understand the purpose of life itself and redefine who a hero should be, finding the tools to resist Sephiroth's argument. It's something me and many players instinctively knew when playing the game. The game tries very hard to make you fall in love with the world while also showing you its imperfections. Many of these big thematic elements did exist in OG, of course, like the Promised Land. I think in both games, the real Promised Land is metaphysical, perhaps a place where everyone can reunite when the planet itself dies a natural death.
I have a different theory about the Promised Land. I think in part 3, there's a possibility that the Promised Land is actually shown off, and either it's part of a happy ending or some type of false ending where maybe Sephiroth does reach his goal and gets the Promised Land, but it's his Promised Land or something like that, and then it's not as good as it is intended to be, and they essentially got to get rid of it or something like that. Or it could be the true happy ending for our characters where the Promised Land is realized for the good of humanity in this universe, and Sephiroth's finally gone, right? And then maybe Aerith somehow comes back alive, I don't know, or the Cetra race can maybe begin anew. That's just an idea, though. That's a possibility.
One last time before experiencing true peace, one that the Gi crave so much. The path to the Promised Land may be through homecoming, which is a natural process, candidly referenced by both Aerith and Sephiroth.
The other thing too is the devs, from what we've experienced in Remake and Rebirth, like the devs feel like they're not trying to do the same exact ending. They're trying to do something different, and I hope it's not Advent Children ending. They need to do something better. I think it's going to be a happy ending, hopefully.
But there seems to be a good homecoming and a bad one.
Right.
In Rebirth, I think Sephiroth has found a way to speed up this process and use it to his own advantage. However, as I've pondered on these differences, I've come to realize something a lot more profound. Just how much the developers have fooled us.
Come on!
Yeah?
Sorry!
There's definitely some stuff that the devs are messing with our minds about.
From the second this project was revealed, we were tricked that FF7's story will be repeated, just with much better graphics. Once this jig was up, the developers seemed to insist on keeping up the front by saying things like adding new mysteries for OG players to enjoy. As recently as weeks before this video was made. You can take that at face value, but the closer I look at this game, and I know many other fans agree too, I don't feel like they're just adding to the story. If you put yourself in the shoes of a creator, would you start by tying yourself to a specific outcome, one that's already been well explored? Wouldn't you want to trace a completely new path and find a new end?
And the devs admitted before they're trying to do something new and different with this anyway.
The OG into a box of used Legos, and what they're doing is telling us a completely new story, picking the pieces that are familiar to us to keep up the illusion. But at its core, these characters are going through completely different motions. Tifa reuniting with Cloud, a new story. Barrett's past, that's a different story. Sephiroth's plan, it's a new plan. And you know what else I've realized? Unlike Sephiroth, I cannot go back in time. I can go back to my friend's house and experience the FF7 world for the first time, again. But this remake brought me back the same sense of wonder I had when I first sat down in front of my friend's PlayStation. At this point, I don't care if remake started as some cynical cash grab or that some of its moments don't land as well, and boy, did they mess up some moments. But regardless of these blemishes, I will be forever thankful for both of these games, even if only one of them is the best game ever remade. Neither of them are perfect either. Come on, Rufus, who has a fleet of boats, submarine, and Gelnicas, had to borrow that tiny Bronco. I've had so much fun playing both games, discovering these characters all over again, listening to people discuss and experience them. I even made new friends along the way. If you think all of that new stuff just sucks, that's okay. I'm not here to change your mind, but to me, being able to immerse myself in FF7 again has honestly been amazing. But enough sappy shit. You need to know that we are on a completely new set of tracks. Even
this
if
is
it
definitely
feels
something
like
new.
we might be arriving at the same destination. This Sephiroth is different. He has realized his mistake, that he underestimated Cloud. While it may seem that he's trying to control or humiliate Cloud, I think he knows he cannot win this way. He's openly admitted in Remake that he needs him. He wants Cloud to become just like him. And I think this time, Sephiroth will not risk history repeating itself for a first time. He has started a final decisive war for the future of the planet. Because the planet's crisis has never ended. What if, even after Advent Children, the planet itself was still trapped? While we talk a lot about the fate of Aerith or Cloud, one thing that I feel doesn't get enough attention is that it's possible that none of our characters, or even Nanaki's children, can reunite in the Promised Land as long as Jenova is around. Because even Cetra cannot return to the planet.
We who dwell in eternity, listen well, for dusk is falling on the age of our people, the Cetra.
And the time is running out for everyone, including Sephiroth.
Our beloved planet is dying.
They need to get rid of Jenova for good. I think that's maybe where we get the happy ending for the Promised Land.
Might not have enough power to repeat this cycle again, which means it is now or never for the fate of the planet to change. Only Jenova comes out as the default winner if nothing changes.
True.
If the Whispers are the souls of the Cetra, they have now placed their bets on two opposite sides, because ultimately only one of these sides can end the crisis once and for all. The only question that remains is how. Our party could also break the cycle by not repeating mistakes made by the Cetra, like rejecting the Gee's plea for peace. Perhaps the enemies of the Cetra could be our friends? If all of life is doomed, that means the time for the Gee to find their salvation is also running out. The true Sephiroth, free of any interference from Jenova, with the last gasp of his twisted humanity, is about to give Cloud his final argument, for Cloud himself to be the deciding vote. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what this new plan involves. Because I believe we are heading for the greatest catharsis since 1997, One that cements Sephiroth's legacy and ends the story. But to me, the smoking gun, the reason why this story will finally conclude with a new fate for our characters is that I don't think Cloud is the one who will be landing the final blow on Sephiroth this time. Because Sephiroth,
He has to be stopped by etc.
Which means somehow Aerith is going to come back somehow, some way, and deal the final blow to him. So, and which makes a lot of sense for him to truly be gone, for Genoa to be truly gone, and maybe he had to be Aerith, the last Cetra. So, Zack and Cloud can team up again, potentially do what they can as far as damage goes, but
we're here
to get rid of Sephiroth's like will, his spirit,
Starting to think you
Aerith needs to do it, even though she's been technically in Rebirth killed off per se, or at least a version of her as. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they try to bring her back, this Omni Aerith type of character, I don't know. Or an Aerith from another world can take Sephiroth down. We'll see. But this is a really cool video. Very good job from ST4Wick. Awesome stuff. Gives us a better insight of what, you know, Sephiroth is really trying to do, what his really major plan is. I don't know. It definitely seems like he's trying to maybe make his own promised land come be a reality, but then there's also, that's a bad one, and there's also a good one potentially. So, see, man, we'll see. Hopefully we get some news next year. All right, guys, that's going to be it from me. Thank y'all for hanging out, watching. Appreciate you. Y'all have a good one. I'll be back Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday. So y'all take care and good night.